In a small town, there lived a boy named Arjun. He was smart, hardworking, and full of big dreams. But he had one habit that always got him into trouble. He talked too much. Whenever he learned something new or set a goal, he couldn't keep it to himself. He would proudly announce his plans to everyone, believing that sharing them would motivate him. He loved the attention and praise he received. His friends admired his ambitions, his family felt proud, and his teachers encouraged him. But despite all his big talk, Arjun struggled to succeed. One day, he met an old wise man, Swamiji, at the town's temple. Swamiji had seen Arjun many times, always talking about his future. That day, he called him over and asked, "Son, you always speak of your dreams, but have you achieved them?" Arjun hesitated. He had set many goals, but had accomplished very little. "I try my best, but things never go as planned," he admitted. Swamiji smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story." The Silent Farmer. Long ago, in a village, there was a poor but hard-working farmer named Karen. He had a dream, to own a big farm full of crops. Every day, he worked tirelessly and saved every penny. But he had one rule. He never spoke about his plans to anyone. People often asked, "Karen, what are you working so hard for?" He would just smile and say, "You'll see when the time is right." Years passed. Slowly, Karen bought small pieces of land. He planted crops, expanded his farm, and built a beautiful house. The villagers were shocked. How had he achieved so much without ever boasting about it? One day, an old friend visited Karen and asked, "Why didn't you ever tell anyone about your plans?" Karen smiled and said, "When you talk too much about your dreams, two things happen. First, people discourage you. Second, you waste your energy talking instead of working. Words are like arrows. Once released, they never return. I chose to let my success speak for itself." The lesson, Arjun was deep in thought. Swamiji continued, "Son, when you constantly talk about your goals, two things happen. First, not everyone will be happy for you. Some will discourage you. Second, your mind feels a false sense of accomplishment, making you lose the motivation to actually work. Real success comes from action, not words." Arjun finally understood why he was struggling. He had been spending too much time talking and too little time acting. "Swamiji, can I still change?" he asked. Swamiji smiled. "Of course. From today, speak less and do more. Let your success make the noise, not your words. Remember, silence is powerful. The transformation." From that day on, Arjun changed his ways. He stopped discussing his plans with everyone and focused on taking action. He studied harder, worked in silence, and avoided unnecessary conversations. Months passed, and he started seeing a difference. His focus improved, his confidence grew, and he no longer needed validation from others. When the final exam results were announced, Arjun had topped the school. His friends were shocked. "How did you do it?" they asked. Arjun simply smiled, remembering Swamiji's words, "Be silent and achieve everything." Years later, Arjun became a successful entrepreneur. His journey inspired many, proving that real success doesn't come from talking. It comes from doing. Because sometimes the most powerful voice is silence.